You're a smart, ambitious woman. You serve those around you and take care of so many. But money has always been a little too tight, and you never seem to have enough time. I'm Amy Robles. I coach women just like you to start and run their own business, take care of the priorities, and get the zest back in their lives. Hold your head high, girl. You can earn your income, be there for your loved ones, and do something that makes you deliciously happy along the way. The gift you bring to the world is a happier, more fulfilled you. You're here because you believe like I do. You're here because you think enriched. Hey, welcome back. It's so good to have you here. This is where we're going to get very serious about how to build your business. So you have the product that you love, you have a service that you offer, and you're too crazy about what you do, and that's wonderful. Now, how do you get more customers? That's the real game. That's the real figuring out the strategies, figuring out what works, figuring out how to connect people with the right kind of people that want to buy what you have to offer. That's where I come in. This is what I love to do. I could talk about it all the time. It's amazing to me. So the next few episodes are all about sales funnels for smart, ambitious women. Look, the last thing you want to be doing is spending hours and hours trying to figure out how Facebook ads work. What on earth? How do you reach more people? I'm going to break it down line by line. This one is high level. If there's terms that don't make sense, if there's things that are a little confusing, I understand. Okay, so just trust me. This is the first one. You're going to listen to it and it's going to create some pictures and get some broad strokes going. The next few episodes, we're going to take each step, each component, and really go into that, how you can make that work for your business, how it's going to happen, and put the pieces together. By the end of the next few episodes, you will have your own kind of sales funnel to get your marketing going for your people. Then what we can do is build on that and really customize, really dive down and make it so specific and so excellent for you that you will have the best marketing for your business. As we've been going through understanding more about what is business, what is marketing, how does this work, I keep thinking about you, my regular, consistent audience asking lots of questions. Usually you have your product or you have the service or you have a corner store, a shop, something where you have something to sell and you have a product that you are so proud. I love that. I love listening to salespeople and especially super smart, ambitious women who are doing so many other facets of life. And they have this business that is not only just selling items, but it is your break. It is your passion. It is the zest you have. You just get lit up every single time you talk about it. And right now I can almost feel you thinking, yes, that's exactly me. I love what I do. I love the business. I love the people that I'm meeting while I'm working in the business. And the only thing that is missing right now is you need more customers. There's nothing wrong with the product you offer. There's nothing wrong with the service that you give. In fact, the service you give is superior. And you make sure that each customer has an excellent experience every time they meet with you. And so the question really comes down to is where are your next customers? You know they're out there. You know they're people that would just benefit from what you have to offer. Not just the product or service, but from you as a person. You can see somebody in a situation where you were a few years back really struggling trying to find out what was going on. And you would love to teach them and invest in them and really make something better for someone else. That's where you are. So how do you get them to you? And right now, if you're like most business owners that only do this in their part-time, and you connect with people on social media or you connect somewhere else, you just are thinking, is it time to make another random post on Instagram? Should I show more about my life? Or, how do I really reach out to other people? And it all comes down to this. You need a sales funnel. And every time I hear someone talk about a sales funnel, it just sounds like some weird marketing guy, just flapping his gums, telling some random term that really has nothing to do with anything. They just love talking. We've all met people like that. They live to just tell their presentation over and over. And first time I heard sales funnel, I was like, that sounds like a horrible kitchen tool I don't ever want to learn how to use. But that's not what it is. And it's some jargon, marketing, sales talk just to relate the customer experience. And so, the first time I ever understood what a sales funnel is, I was actually in a marriage and family relations class in college. I'm not even joking. So here I am, 19, and the teacher's talking about, look, there is only a few people that are the kind of person that you can marry. And it's just a handful of people. And you need to know this. Now, clearly this is before online dating, the whole nine. So let me just explain to you. He drew a big bar graph just straight across a huge big line. And that line was every available person to marry you. And then he drew a line that was just a little bit smaller below it. And he said, that's everyone that fits in just the gender that you're looking for. And then below it, he drew a line that was a little bit more narrow, getting more smaller. Okay. And in that is the propinquity, and I say this wrong every time, the propinquity filter. That means most people that you marry will be in a 6-mile radius of where you live right now. Then they said, then from there, they have to be the smaller line. It's getting a little more narrow. This person has to be in your level of consciousness. A little more narrow. This person has to have this level of trust. A little more narrow. And this person has to reach a certain few numbers of standards. And then he put down just a teeny, almost like a dash. So the person that you're going to marry, you're about the age to get married, as a handful of people that you probably already know right now. And it blew my mind because I didn't see anything like that. I never looked at the world that way. But now, using Facebook, using Instagram, using all of these social media connections, we have taken the whole massive population on the globe and made it a little bit smaller. People in our area made it a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller. Using a sales funnel actually guides customers from everyone in the entire planet to, first of all, the kind of person that you want to connect with. And so maybe you're only working with other women and you've got a product that's just for women. And then you've got a product that is specifically for women of a certain age group. See how we get smaller and smaller and smaller? That's how a sales funnel works. Smart sales funnels take the entire population and guide the person through the experience and keeps them not only to become a first-time buyer, a customer, but then to become a repeat customer, and then ultimately to work into your personal, right? Sometimes they call them your personal apostle, someone that's just telling other people they can't get enough of how good your product is, of how wonderful it is to work with you, of how every time you talk to them, they feel so good and it's just an incredible experience. You know, Disney Company actually trains every one of their employees to look at opportunities where they can create an incredible experience, because the management, the leadership, cannot be everywhere all over Disney parks, but they can reach out to their employees, the cast members, and have them create small little ways to create incredible experiences. So that's what a sales funnel is. You've got everybody in the world, a few people, and a fewer people, and a fewer people, and then you're going to take them through the steps of the buying process to actually create customers and have a good overall relationship with them. So a sales funnel today, let's just look at this like, you need a recipe, you got party coming up this weekend, you got to take something and you don't want to spend all day long in the kitchen. Well, then you get a recipe in a box, right? You get up the box. Sure, it's not from scratch, but you can certainly take all the credit for bringing some delicious baked goods to all your friends. We've all done it. Don't pretend. Don't you pretend like you've never done it. I know. So you need the traffic, which is the sales term, and that is just nothing but people. So traffic, that was always traffic. Then you need to take the traffic and move them into a qualified lead. A qualified lead is someone who shows interest into what you're offering. You know how the best way to think about qualified leads, it's the holidays are coming up, it's shopping time, you'll be walking down the mall and somebody will be selling those skincare products from the kiosks in the middle of the mall walking path. And anytime you make eye contact, they're coming right over to you and telling you they have the perfect thing for your product, or they love your hair, you should try their hair straightener, or whatever it is, because you have made yourself a qualified lead. How do you make yourself a qualified lead on different social channels? Well, that is you use the right hashtags, you pull them in. There's a lot on the social media elements that we can talk about, how to pull in more people. I've seen do those quick 1-minute cooking videos, and some of them are this most gorgeous lighting and really high quality videos, and some of them just like, ooh, that ain't right. I don't know what you're making that dish for, but please don't bring it to our holiday shindig. So that's what it is. So how do you start a sales funnel for your business, right? So you have to pull them in. You need to pull them in somehow with either an ad or a picture or something, and then you need to offer them something. And you know who's the best example of this? Oh my goodness. Every one of you can think of one time where you were at Costco and you're walking down and it's, afternoon, lunchtime, you can smell something cooking and it smells wonderful. And they just happen to have a dozen samples right here. Why don't you go just take a snack, just that little snack size, and you taste it and you're like, oh, that is really good. I could totally use that for this meal, or this would be a perfect side dish for this or this. You've done it before. We've all done it. Those cute little grannies would not be there offering their samples if those samples didn't work, right? What you need to do is have something like that as a sample for your customers. And the way you do that is you ask for an email address in exchange for this sample. That's all it is. So what could be your sample? What could you offer specifically? Well, let's look at a few different models. So say you're selling a product, a specific, maybe it's a makeup line, and you really, really love the product. What you could offer as a sample is, hey, in exchange for your email address, I'd love to send you my private video. This is not something that's on YouTube. This is only for this specific audience. This is how I use a product, and this is what it works, and how I make sure that it works long term for me. Maybe you have a little secret of keeping the shine off your nose and your makeup in your T-zone. That's a video that you could make very easy from your phone and use as a lead magnet. And magnet, it's a horrible term. Again, it's these weird old guy sales terms that really means those cute little Costco grannies that are giving the snackable size. That's what you've got to exchange. And you're going to offer some sort of value, some sort of really high quality option or a tip or a secret that not everyone has for their email address. So you are giving them something in exchange for their email, and that's all a lead magnet is. Then you have that very first, you can create a system that's going to send 4 emails, and you can do this all automatically. Now, I love walking people through this process, showing them different ways that it can work, what works for me, how it's been successful, and what you can do to really customize this plan and make it work for you. Because this is where most smart, ambitious women fail. They get the little taste, they love what they like, and they're like, ooh, that's wonderful. And then most smart, ambitious women, because they are so excited about their product, because they love what they're doing, because they have had so many incredible experiences, they just go like this. Oh, you like it? They just go off, and they just are talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And it's so obnoxious. There's so much coming at the listener that it's too much to take in. Every one of us has met one cousin, one family member who is so excited about their product that they almost corner you at family dinners and tell you every single thing about their 7-month experience with whatever this product is, and they won't shut up. That's the problem. As smart, ambitious women, we love what's happening. We know it'll help somebody else, that we get in our own way. Creating a sales funnel, creating a system to tell people the step-by-step of what you love about this product, what's working, creating an email list to do some marketing directly to them is the best thing you can do. Because after you've had a little tiny snack, you start thinking in your own mind as the customer. You cannot give someone too much. We never gave our kindergartners War and Peace and have them open the book and look at it and be like, you can't read, you're a failure. But that's what we do to customers sometimes, just because of our own enthusiasm. This is the method to walk people through the sales process. Okay, so now you're hearing it and you're like, oh, that makes sense. Here's what you do in an email sequence. The first email is, oh my word, thank you so much. Here's your free valuable item that you asked for, and I'll talk to you soon. And that's it. And it's nice, and there's no pressure, and people get so worried about sending their emails because they just get bombarded with these horrible, ridiculous, slimy sales email. If somebody's working with me and they send a slimy sales email, I know I haven't done my job. It is all about creating the experience. When you create your automated emails, those are the emails that go every time frame you decide, you are doing 2 things. First, Seth Godin calls it permission marketing. Someone has given you their email, which means they've given you permission to basically call them at home, or when they're sitting in the subway, or when they're just checking their email, taking a break, where you have time at that very private, intimate time to have a one-on-one conversation with them. And this is what you would tell them. You're talking about your product, but you're also talking about you as a person, and you're talking about them as a person. And you start to create these relationships. And then a few days later, some prefer 2 days later, some like it the next day. I don't like it the next day. It's too much. I wait 3 to 5 days and I send another email. And this email talks about, we sent this. Now, if you took this one product, you could match it with another product. Now you've got two products that the person's listening and learning about, and you tell a little bit about your relationship, and you tell a little bit about why it works for you and what's working and what's successful. This is building line upon line with your audience. This is permission marketing. This is what a sales funnel is. You know, I have a Facebook group and I was talking to every one of them have some sort of a business. If that's something you're interested in, I'll put a link in the show notes and you can actually join. Click on that and ask permission to join in the group and learn more about how you can create a sales funnel, create marketing that works for smart, ambitious women like us. But in this group, every one of them has their own business or is working on creating a business model that's going to be successful for them and their lifestyle and their family's needs and all of those other things that are going on. I put in an opportunity to really focus on creating the highest quality emails and moving forward with that and building their business. And there was like no response. And it took me about 3-4 days thinking about this, like, what happened? How did I miss A to B? What's going on? And then I took a step back and I put in a poll and I put, these are the 5 different topics we can go way deep in and really study more and learn more. If this is something that interests you, go ahead and click on it. Well, what surprised me is most smart, ambitious women have these business models and have no idea what a sales funnel is. Women get really excited about a product or a company if they join a company that's already set up, or they have this service that they offer, or they are unbelievably artistically creative and they put up a few items on Etsy. And then they hope. That's the problem. We get all wrapped up in this, but we're not learning the marketing. We're not learning the sales. We're not learning how to connect with people, how to really make things work individually. I can think of how this model could work specifically. Say you're selling a clothing item or you have a purse line. Your snackable magnet, your lead magnet that could really make a creation, that could really make those two things connect. So you have an email to talk to your audience and they have a way to learn more from you. You could show the purse with different outfits. You could show different ways that you pack the purse. You could show how you use this item for your organization or for your life. Or you show examples of different ways of taking one item and using it 4 different ways. You already have the ability. You already have the creativity. We just need to organize things to get it in a manner that you have a specific sales funnel working for you and for your customer. So they know this is the steps you take to walk through. I've seen so many women lately going on Facebook Live to talk about what they are doing with their company. And that's fun for them. But when somebody's watching at home and sees this Facebook Live of what they're doing for the company, it has nothing to do with the customer. And that's the problem. Creating your sales funnel, walking through the process, learning how to do this is the right way for you to create something. And then this is what gets exciting. This is when you can duplicate it over and over again. You think of those first few questions people ask when they first learn about your product or service. You create the emails and go through that process. Then you move forward and you create that, and you can send those same emails to people over and over again. So I use a service called ConvertKit. I'll put a link in the show notes. And I also offer walking you through how to create your own emails, and that to create the relationship so you can market to your people. This is a very high level information on what is a sales funnel and how to make it work for you. I'm going to jump in deeper, but we needed the overview to get things started. I know. That's a lot to take in, a lot. And so we've got the big overview, we've got the different terms. We're going to go through line by line on what is a sales funnel, and then we're going to jump in and customize it for you. Okay? Remember, this is just the first episode. We're going through a lot of different pieces, and then you're going to be able to listen to the next one and do that for your business, then the next one for your business, and really fine tune this. And so you have your own sales funnel that works for the smart, ambitious women you work with. All right. You have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.